इसका पावर कॉर्ड हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
I also have to give you something after the class. I want to give one book for madam.
Sure. On करेंगे.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Yamuna Tirabana Chari 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 Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama वल्लभ राधे।
जय राधा गोपी वल्लभ राधा गोपी वल्लभ राधे।
जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा।
जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा।
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव।
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव।
नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल।
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल।
श्री राधा गोपी वल्लभ की
जय।
श्री गौर निताय की
जय।
श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की
जय।
श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय।
श्रील गुरुदेव की
जय।
निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंद
हरि हरि बोल।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये।
जयमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
देवकी नंदनाय च
देवकी नंदनाय च
नंदगोपः कुमाराय
नंदगोपः कुमाराय
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
नमः पंकजनाभाय
नमः पंकजनाभाय
नमः पंकज Jamaline
Namah Pankajamaline
Namah Pankajanitraya
Namah Pankajanetraya
Namaste Pankajangre
Namaste Pankajangre
Namo Mahabadanyaya
Namo Mahavadanyaya
Krishna Prema Pradayate
Krishna Prema Pradayate
Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya
Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya
Namine Gauratvishe
Namine Gauratvishe Namaha
Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya
Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya
Gau Brahmana Hitaya Cha
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha
Jagatitaya Krishnaya
Jagathataya Krishnaya
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Nama Om Vishnupadaya
Nama Om Vishnupadaya
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta
Swami Niti Namine
Swaminiti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Deve
Namaste Saraswati Deve
Gauravani Pracharine
Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi
Pasyatya Deshatarine
Pashyatya Deshatarine
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Nakum karoti bhachalam pangum langayate girmyat kripah tamaham mande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Pavitro Pavitro Va Sarvavastam Gatopi Va Yat Smaret Pundarikakshah Sahabhyabhyantaram Suchihi Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna. So we are entering into chapter 4, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna ended the last chapter saying, thus knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjuna, one should study the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. So he spoke about Karma Yoga. Now he's going to give knowledge. Right? And then how to implement that knowledge. And then he's going to talk about meditation, Dhyana Yoga. And he's going to introduce about himself in 7th chapter. And in 8th chapter he's going to tell how to achieve him. And in 9th chapter he explains how to understand him. In 10th chapter he explains how he can be felt in this world. In 11th chapter, on request of Arjuna, he shows his universal form, which he says is spark of a splendor. In 12th chapter he finally says, surrender to me, perform devotional service and that will please me. And there ends the Bhagavad Gita. But to make matters more easier and for the faith to increase, he speaks 13th chapter, which is Jnana Yoga. And then he explains how do we know what way we are getting affected by Maya, the 3 modes of material nature. And in 15th chapter he explains the yoga of the Supreme Person, which is how do we need association to be in this path. And to protect us further, after the 15th chapter he speaks about what is our progress, is it going in the right direction? We got Jnana Yoga, but we understood what are the modes of material nature, but in what direction are we going? The demoniac and divine natures. And then in 17th chapter he re-establishes our faith, explaining what is the faith in mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. And finally concludes saying Sarva Dharman Parityajya in 18th chapter. So from here, this chapter on, Lord Krishna explains who he is. Till now, he is not explaining himself as God, right? He is more like answering Arjuna, like, why should I do the war? Do the war because it's your duty. Do the war because you're a king. Do the war because that's your nature. Do the war because that gives you some respect. And for a disrespectful person, disrespect is worse than death. And then he explains, in order to do the duty, you have to control your senses. There are different modes in which you're all bound, right? And then he explains, lust is the main problem. When Arjuna asks, why am I not able to perform things even though I'm trying to control? What is that energy? He says, lust is the problem. Kama yesha, krodha yesha, rajoguna samabhava. That lust comes in contact with mode of passion, right? It comes wrath. And then he further explains how the lust is covering different living entities in different levels, like a smoke or a dust or embryo. And then he further explains that you have to develop spiritual intelligence to identify it. Where is the lust sitting? It is sitting in senses, mind and intelligence. So you have to develop the intelligence so you can conquer that lust. And then he says, finally, the instruction is deliberate. See, Bhagavad Gita is not a scripture which says that, you don't believe me, I'll cut your head. You're not that kind of stupid scripture. It says deliberate. Think. You have been given a mind, you have been given intelligence, you have been given consciousness. So as a human being, you use it. And then make your choice. See, that is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. That is the beauty of scriptures, is that it respects all of us. Even if there is a person who comes here, doesn't attend the class and go, Krishna respects him also. That it's your choice. It's your choice. You have to make that choice to come to it. Right? So he is giving that kind of explanation. And now in chapter 4, it's a very beautiful chapter. Mainly the first 12 to 13 verses are very, very important. Can you start with Shri Bhagavan Vacha?
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Imam Vivasvate Yogam.
Imam Vivasvate Yogam.
Proktavan Aham Avyayam.
Proktavan Aham Avyayam.
Vivasvan Manave Praha.
Vivasvan Manave Praha.
Manuritvakave Braveed.
Manuritvakave Braveed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Repeat after me. The personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the Sun God, Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. So after giving this knowledge, Lord Krishna is telling, hey, you're not the first person who is receiving the knowledge. I gave it to... So I gave this knowledge long ago. You are hearing it, right? So, purport. Herein we find the history of the Bhagavad Gita traced from a remote time when it was delivered to the royal order of all planets, beginning from the sun planet. The king of all planets are especially meant for the protection of the inhabitants. And therefore, the royal order should understand the science of Bhagavad Gita in order to be able to rule the citizens and protect them from material bondage. 2. Lust. Human life is meant for cultivation of spiritual knowledge in eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the executive heads of all states and all planets are obliged to impart this lesson to the citizens by education, culture and devotion. In other words, the executive heads of all states are intended to spread the science of Krishna consciousness so that people may take advantage of this great science and pursue a successful path, utilizing the opportunity of the human form of life. In this millennium, the sun god is known as Vivasvan, the king of the sun, which is the origin of all planets within the solar system. In the Brahma Samhita 5.52 it is stated, Yachakshuresha savitak sakala krahanam raja samasta sura
Murtir Ashesha Teja Yasyajnaya Brahmati Sambhrata Kala Chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Let me worship Lord Brahma said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, who is the original person and under whose order the sun, which is the king of all planets, is assuming immense power and heat. The sun represents the eye of the Lord and traverses its orbit in obedience to his order. The sun is the king of the planets, and the sun god at present of the name Vivaswan rules the sun planet, which is controlling all other planets by supplying heat and light. He is rotating under the order of Krishna, and Lord Krishna originally made Vivaswan his first disciple to understand the science of Bhagavad Gita. The Gita is not, therefore, a speculative treatise for the insignificant mundane scholar, but is a standard book of knowledge coming down from time immemorial. In the Mahabharata, Shanti Parva 348.51 to 52, we can trace out the history of the Gita as follows. Treta Yugadau Chatato Vivaswan Manave Dadau Manuscha Loka Briti Artham Suta Yekshva Kave Dadau Ikshvakuna Cha Katito Vyapya Lokan Avastita. In the beginning of the millennium, known as the Treta Yuga, this science of the relationship with the Supreme was delivered by Vivaswan to Manu. Manu, being the father of the mankind, gave it to his son Maharaja Ikshvaku, the king of this earth planet and forefather of the Raghu dynasty in which Lord Ramachandra appeared. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita existed in human society from the time of Maharaja Ikshvaku. At the present moment, we have just passed through 5,000 years of the Kali Yuga, which lasts 432,000 years. Before this, there is Dwapara Yuga, 8 lakh years, and before that, there is Treta Yuga, 12 lakh years, and thus, some 20 lakh 5,000 years ago, Manu spoke the Bhagavad Gita to his disciple and son Maharaj Ikshvaku, the king of the planet Earth. The age of the current Manu is calculated to some 30 crores 53 lakh years, of which 12 crores 4 lakh years have passed. Accepting that before the birth of Manu, the Gita was spoken by the Lord to his disciple, the sun god Vivaswan, a rough estimate is that Gita was spoken 12 crores 4 lakh years ago, and in the human society it has been extant for 2 million years. It was re-spoken by the Lord again to Arjuna about 5,000 years ago. That is the rough estimate of the history of Gita. According to the Gita itself, and according to the version of the speaker, Lord Shri Krishna, it was spoken to the sun god Vivaswan because he is also a Kshatriya and is the father of all Kshatriyas who are descendants of the sun god, or the Surya Vamsha Kshatriyas. Because Bhagavad Gita is as good as Vedas, being spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this knowledge is apaurisheya, superhuman. Since the Vedic instructions are accepted as they are without human interpretation, the Gita must therefore be accepted without human interpretation. The mundane wranglers may speculate on the Gita in their own ways, but that is not Bhagavad Gita as it is. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita has to be accepted as it is from the disciplinic succession. And it is described herein that the Lord spoke to the sun god spoke to his son Manu, and Manu spoke to his son Ikshvaku. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yeah. So the history of Bhagavad Gita. A lot of people say Bhagavad Gita was spoken in Mahabharata, so it's only 5,000 years old. No, it is not 5,000 years old, it's eternal. In fact, coincidentally, today morning I was hearing a discourse of His Holiness Chinnajit Swami Maharaj. He just gave today morning only. He speaks every morning for 20-25 minutes on Bhagavad Gita, one verse. So while I was waking up the deities, I just kept that It came in YouTube, so I just played. He was exactly speaking the same thing. What a coincidence. He was speaking to the 9th verse, but he was explaining the same fundamental aspect of what is the history of Bhagavad Gita, what is the history of Krishna. A lot of people think, he said in Telugu, he was explaining that Krishna is not avatar, he is avatari. Right? Krishna is not somebody who came 5,000 years ago from the womb of Devaki and he appeared in a jail and he was brought to Gokul. From there to Vrindavan, he killed Kamsa, then he told Kurukshetra, he helped Pandavas in Kurukshetra, he told Bhagavad Gita, so that is Krishna. No. Krishna is Anadi. There is no beginning for him. And when there is no beginning for Krishna, there is no beginning for Bhagavad Gita. As simple as that. Right? Bhagavad Gita is also eternal. Even though it is being spoken that 12 crores 5 lakhs years ago, but that is for our understanding in this day of Brahma. Right? What about Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita, to many previous Brahmas? How do you understand that? There is no beginning. None of the Vedic literatures can be given a date. The date is given every time Vedavyas comes. Otherwise, before that, there is no date. Smriti doesn't have a date. Shruti has a date. Shruti doesn't have a date. Smriti has a date when it is written. But then, even though it is written, there is no difference between Shruti and Smriti. Smriti means that which is written. Shruti means that which is given, that which is spoken. Like, for example, right now, we are doing both here, Shruti and Smriti. I'm speaking, you are listening, and you are understanding. That is Shruti. And then you are reading it from a book which I have written, or is given by the Acharyas. So that is Smriti. Is that right? I'm confusing the words.
Smaranam Smriti.
Huh.
Easy way to remember.
Yes, Smaranam Smriti. Lot of people, they say what is written is not authentic, what was told is authentic. Right? If your mother tells you, bring me a glass of water, and then you say, yeah, I'll bring you. And next day she keeps a note saying that, bring me a glass of water. Will you tell that? That is not authentic, you tell. Right? Is there a meaning in that? There is no meaning. But some fools are there who think that Smriti and Shruti are different and one has to be followed, one should not be followed. And both are given by the same person. Na? Vedavyas is the one who spoke, heard from the great Acharyas, the compiler of all the Vedas, and he is the one who wrote. And Ganeshji is the one who actually transcribed, sat down and wrote. Right? So, it's very unfortunate that so-called half-knowledge, half-cooked gurus, they come forward and give this kind of interpretations. We should follow the Acharyas. Whatever Acharyas have given, we should follow. The Acharyas are not like us. We have to learn from the Acharyas. Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, Nimbarkacharya, Vishnu Swami, Srila Prabhupada, who was just on the planet, his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. They are not ordinary souls. So when they are telling that, Gita is eternal, Gita is eternal. And all acharyas from all sampradayas, right? Whether it is Rudra Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, or Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, all of them together declare Krishna is the Supreme Person. There is no discussion on that. That Govinda, the word Govinda is used in Vedas, and it is eternal Vedas. But Govinda is used for somebody who herds cows. When did you see Lord Vishnu herding cows? No. Narayan is on the Ananta Sesha. He is not herding cows. But whenever he is praised, he is called Govinda. Not because he was a Govinda, because he is Govinda. Right? There is no difference between Vishnu and Krishna. There is no difference. But there is a difference. What is the difference? When he is in the house, he is Krishna. When he is outside the house, he is Vishnu. Right? That is the only difference. In the mood of worship, it is different. Awe and reverence, Dasya Bhava is more with Narayan and Krishna, not Narayan and Vishnu. Not that, he likes to be, he wants dasas around him. No, God doesn't want dasas around him. God is the dasa of his dasas. Right? But some of the devotees who have the rasa to be a dasa, for them he appears as Vishnu. You should understand that. Right? But he is the same Supreme Lord who gives access to him in all rasas. Whichever way, even as an enemy you go, that also is a rasa. Right? Even as a friend you go, that is also a rasa. For Krishna, there is no difference between Arjuna and Shishupal. Arjuna was saved, instructed by Krishna. Shishupal was killed by Krishna. Both the places, both of them are a part of him only. But one is working according to his instructions, one is going against his instructions. So after killing Shishupala, it's not like Krishna eternally put him in a place that saying that you don't belong to me. No, everybody belongs to him. After Hiranyakashipu is killed, his soul entered him, went back to his abode. Right? So we should understand the psychology here. That God is eternal. Everything spoken by God is eternal. And because we are part of God, we are also eternal. It's very difficult to accept, right? Prabhu, how can I be eternal? Yes, you are eternal. Na jayate mruyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavitove na bhuya ajo nitya shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. You have never come into being, you will never come into being, you cannot come into being, you are eternal, O Arjuna. When you leave your body, only this body is not you. Body is destroyed. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Right? So he's very clearly telling. So everything is actually eternal. What about the material world? Is it eternal or temporary? Both. It's both. It's temporary because it's coming and going, but it's eternally coming and going. How do you understand that? You can't understand that. Right? So don't try to understand God. Try to accept that He is God and you are not God. The day we accept that, we are going back. Problem is, we are not accepting. Right? Now let us see if Arjuna accepts this statement. Krishna made a statement, hey, I told this Bhagavad Gita long ago, I gave this education to Vivaswan, and then he told it to Manu, and then he told it to Ikshvaku. Next verse, Prabhu. Evam is very important.
Evam parampara praptam.
Evam parampara praptam.
Imam rajarshiyo viduhu.
Imam rajarshiyo viduhu.
Sakale neha mahata.
Sakale neha mahata.
Yogo nasta parantapa.
Yogo nasta parantapa. Translation. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplinic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. So he has told this many times, but in between some other syllabus came, CBSE, ICSE, IB, useless, meaningless education, IIT, CA, MBA. What else is there? Engineering, MBBS, law, LLB. Yoga nasta parantapa. All this nonsense came. And what happened by taking this knowledge? People started thinking, I know more than God. If Krishna comes, he will tell, hey, according to section 202 of Companies Act, do you know what it is? Right? That is our situation today. We think we know more than God. What we should know is not known. In previous purport, Prabhupada is saying, this education should be in all educational institutions of the country. This is the main job of the king. See in the previous purport, he is telling you. In eternal relationship, and the executive heads of all states and all planets are obliged to impart this lesson to the citizens by education, culture and devotion. He's telling. But what are we imparting? How to extract, how to exploit. That is what is the IIT about, right? IIT is what? How to extract and how to exploit. Right? That's all it is. If you really see the crux of it, every degree is about that only. Right? How to utilize this world to the maximum. Until this education was not introduced, farmer was very happy. He used to have one crop in a year and some vegetables, very peaceful and happy. My half thinking is there. Better to keep it down. So, until IIT came, until IIMs came, until all these agricultural universities came, agriculturist was very happy. He used to put one paddy field, after that some vegetables, and he used to have cows, and he had all the things that he wanted in life. Most importantly, he had wonderful friends around him. Right? He never needed Instagram to find out who likes what he speaks. Right? He had everybody around him. Every day he was very happy, peaceful. But then came the education. And what did that do? Hey, what you are doing is not enough. Don't you know you can do 2 crops? Don't you know you can do 3 crops? We should do cash crops. And immediately after that, what happened? Suicide started. Yeah, right? So everybody is suffering. All this education is only meant to make us earn money in a world that we have artificially created where you have to earn money. We created a mess. In that mess, you are trying to fix that mess by creating another mess. Isn't it? Yeah. So the more we want to complicate, the more it gets complicated. Somebody lives, I was saying, Prabhu, I've taken house in 36th floor. Amazing. Tell me, who has benefited by building a 36th floor? The person who bought it or the person who built it? Who benefited? Huh? The one who built it. A small land, he lifted 36 floors, and a fool sitting in 36 floors thinking, hey, see what a house I have, I am the one who's benefiting. So the builder is laughing, Pichoda. I should have built all this in 20 acres. I built it in 1 acre and kept you in the sky. Right? So only a fool thinks that he is intelligent. Actually, there is no meaning in it. What is worth is land, and land gives water, land gives everything, and that land is little, so many people are there. After some time, what will happen? Then he'll realize, what did I do? And by that time, Brahma's night will come, all the buildings will go down, and again, soil will come. Again, Darwin will come, until that we came from monkeys. Right? Again, CBSE, ICSE will be introduced. That is the cycle that's going on. Exactly like Bhagavad Gita is eternal, even ICSE, CBSE is also eternal. Because eternally fools are existing, right? Eternally fools are introduced, fools again come. So everything is eternal. Even materialistic illusion is eternal. Because there are materialistic people who keep coming and going. Then that's Maya Shakti. Whoever is envious of God, or doesn't need to be in the kingdom of God, is kept here eternally. Don't disturb. What are all of us? We are disturbance for God. And that is why we are kept in a place to get disturbed. Enjoy. Right? Become manager, become director, vice president. And you feel, oh, I got promoted as senior vice president. Senior Gada. And then you feel, oh, how can you say like that? Well, that's the truth. That is the truth. What a human being is supposed to know? Who is he? There are only 3 things we need to know. Who am I? Who is God? And what is my relationship with that God? That's it. The whole life is meant for only these 3 things. And while we find out these 3 things, we need a body, and for that body we need food, and we need a guru who will explain us how to utilize this body for the right purpose. That's all it is. But it is so hyperly complicated today that people don't have time for the right education. They don't have time for the right education. They don't want this education. And don't be surprised, that at one point of time, none of us here also wanted this. It is only with the mercy of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada that this has been introduced to us in a way that we can understand. Don't think that you have the intelligence to understand. He is bending down and making it understand at a level that we can understand. That is the greatness of Acharyas. Right? They don't need to do this. They are doing it because when they look at us, they feel so sad. When Prabhupada looked at the skyline of New York City, he didn't feel, oh, what a building. He felt, Oh Krishna, how foolish are people. How can I teach your science to these fools who are engrossed in breaking all the regulative principles of human life? How can I give? Please help me. Use me like a puppet. Make me dance, make me dance, make me dance like a puppet. I am ready to hear. I am ready to serve here. I don't have any capability to give this education to them. These are words of Prabhupada in Jaladota. He's saying, I don't have any capability to give this education, your knowledge to these people. But my Guru gave me the name Bhaktivedanta Swami. Because my Guru gave me the name Bhaktivedanta Swami and that was inspired by you, indirectly you only gave me the name Bhaktivedanta Swami. Now fulfill the purport of that name by making me capable of doing this service. Right? I don't have any bhakti. I have been given the name Bhaktivedanta Swami. I don't have any bhakti. But you can give bhakti. So please help me spread this movement of bhakti in a place where they have no understanding of who you are. And you have somehow brought me here. Somehow you have brought me here. Now make me dance, use me like a puppet. Your servant, insignificant beggar, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. That is the prayer. When he is giving Bhagavad Gita. Right? And through him, Krishna spread the Bhakti consciousness in this age of Kali throughout all the countries of the planet. All countries. And it's spreading like rampant fire. But not everybody will come to this. Not everybody will come to this. People want cheap things, they'll go for cheap things. Right? So the knowledge of Krishna consciousness that Krishna is giving to Vivaswan, Manu, Ikshvaku, coming all the way to Gachibowli, to all of us, is very divine, is very eternal. This book that you are holding or keeping in front of you is the conclusion of everything. Forever. It was not like in this day of Brahma, Krishna added 2 more verses, or he felt that, he should subtract 2 more verses, or it can be 700, it can be 1000, doesn't matter. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by him. The content is very clear, and the content doesn't change. Doesn't need to change, because we don't change. We are doing the same mistake again and again and again. Punar charvita charvinana, Prahlad Maharaj says. Again and again we are chewing the same chewed to get the same juice. Right? So, here he's saying in the disciplinic succession it has to be learned. This comes in disciplinic succession. Don't go to a person who is not in disciplinic succession. If you can do that one thing, you will be saved. How many percentage of gurus today are in disciplinic succession? That is known gurus, so-called gurus. 0.0000000. You all can tell all the zeros, 40, 50 of you, and then add 1. Those many percentage are actually speaking the truth. Remaining all are using you for their happiness. That's all it is. That's the truth. So what about those gurus? They also are needed. They also are needed in a small way. But the ultimate truth is told by only the great acharyas who are coming directly in disciplinic succession. They don't compromise on the truth. They don't make you feel nice. Oh, Mataji, you are so great. You've come here. I think you're perfect. Oh, Prabhuji, you are the best. No. That's not what Krishna did. Did Krishna praise Arjuna? He is praising him. Oh, Parantapa, oh, Dhananjaya. He is telling that. Oh, Pandita. But he's also scolding him. You are speaking like a lunatic. You are speaking like an impotent. What are you speaking? So he's also very heavy on Arjuna. You're being a learned man. You're speaking like a, for ignorant person. Oh, Arjuna, how did this infamy come in you? He's scolding, very heavy, at the same time he's telling the truth. And then he says, fight. This is a duty, fight. Right? So that is Krishna. Krishna doesn't compromise in knowledge. Lord Ramachandra doesn't compromise in knowledge. Right? They don't compromise. They give the thing as it, because they really care for us. Disciplinic succession cares for us. Everybody outside disciplinic succession only care for themselves. Right? Guru Parampara means they are sincerely giving this knowledge without any dilute. When you are so fortunate that you are actually receiving it. Very, very fortunate. Right? How many of you saw the center board on the way? Do you see? On the main road? Yeah? Some of you didn't see? You can see. It's all kept. Right? When you start from the main road, you come in, you can see that Basi Reddy Sweets, see up. Lord Gaur Nitaya are like this. They're inviting, come and dance. Come and become happy. Right? So on 14th, we are doing the opening of the center, which is Thursday morning, Dwadashi. From morning 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. like that, we'll be doing the Vastu Puja and Narsimha Homa, and then the center begins. Right? And just before the Adhika Mas, it is starting. And then from next Saturday, we'll have the class there, not here. Right? This might be the last class here. Yeah, and we will have the class there. What happens here? You all have to come there. Now you have to make little more effort. Block number 1 to main gate, and block number 2 to main gate, block number 3 to main gate, 4 to main gate. From there, while coming, Krishna is helping. Right? It's already a down. That also he took care. He didn't take the center on the uphill, because this fellow will tell, I can't climb. Okay, my dear lazy soul, I'm down, you come down. Right? So if you just stand there, wind also will send, he'll push you towards that place. So come till there. And then you look up, he'll look down, lift is there, come. Right? Climb the lift, come to the 3rd floor. And then he'll give you darshan. And we all will continue Bhagavad Gita reading, so many other things. Many great speakers will come. It's so close to many of us here. Right? So be prepared to serve in this place. So a lot of services will be there. Every day we'll be serving prasad. Every day in the evening, Nityam Prasad Seva, 6 to 7. Some of you can go, stand there, serve prasad every day. All our birthdays, all our anniversaries, don't feed the useless materialistic relatives or friends. Nothing will come. There is no difference between makhi, which will come and eat food in your house, and your relatives and friends will come and eat in your house. There is no use. कोई मतलब नहीं हमको खिला के क्या मिलेगा? They'll compare, na? Makhi is better than them. It will not compare. It will just shut its mouth and go. But they will also compare. Hey, last time you felt like, what is this? We came, you didn't make that curry. Right? Better than that, feed prasadam. Celebrate your important days by doing something worthy for the people in general. Right? How many of us here? 50 of us here? 50 of us have taken birth. Your parents have taken birth. Everybody has mother and father. Some of you have children also. So on an average, if I say 4 people, you have to celebrate birthdays. 15 to 4 is 200. 200 days are already sponsored by my own Krishe only. How much you need to sponsor? 1500 rupees. That's all. In 1500 rupees, you can feed around 200 people their own prasad. And offer it. By doing that, what will happen? By doing that, what will happen? क्या होगा? Krishna will be happy. He is entering their stomach. People are not allowing to enter from here. So he'll enter from here. He'll enter from here. And then he'll change their heart. And after feeding prasadam like that for 20 million lives, you'll come to Satsang. Right? So all of us have spent so much. We have been fed prasadam for many, many lives. And finally, this life we decided by mistake. I don't know how many years came by mistake, but I went by mistake. And I'm committing the same mistake. But it's the fun part, right? I mean, seva. It's a very fortunate thing, Prabhupada and Matadas, that we are opening place. We opened a place. Furnishing is happening right now. Inside furnishing, we want to make it a very ambient atmosphere. Of course, I never will will like anything better than this place because it's nice and open and nice air. But so many disturbances sometimes, so many controversial, secular people coming and discussing why is this here, there. So all those Jarasandas, we can keep them outside. Right? And we can nicely sit inside with Vishnu Dutas and hear the Krishna Katha. Right? So, the supreme science was thus received the chain of disciplinic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Purport. It is clearly stated that the Gita was especially meant for the saintly kings because they were to execute this purpose in ruling over the citizens. Certainly, Bhagavad Gita was never meant for demoniac persons who would dissipate its value for no one's benefit and would devise all types of interpretations according to personal whims. As soon as the original person was scattered by the motives of the unscrupulous commentators, there arose the need to re-establish the disciplinic succession. 5,000 years ago, it was detected by the Lord himself that the disciplinic succession was broken, and therefore he declared that the purpose of the Gita appeared to be lost. In the same way, at the present moment also, there are so many editions of Gita, especially in English. But almost all of them are not according to the authorized disciplinic succession. There are innumerable interpretations rendered by different mundane scholars who almost all of them do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, although they make a good business on the words of Shri Krishna. The spirit is demoniac because demons do not believe in God but simply enjoy the property of the Supreme. Since there is a great need of an edition of the Gita in English as it is received by the Parampara disciplinic section system, an attempt is made herewith to fulfill this great want. Bhagavad Gita accepted as it is a great boon to humanity. But if it is accepted as a treatise of philosophical speculations, it is simply a waste of time. Right? Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada is writing this purport in 1960s, sitting in a small center or a small temple, knowing that this is going to be the greatest book that will be distributed on the planet. He knew that, and is writing this purport. Prabhupada translated the entire Bhagavad Gita, commented on it, and those papers were kept in his house. His wife was so angry that he is not giving time to the family, or she was not ready for this kind of renunciation of her husband. She sold the entire papers to a dabbawala who came to the house. Prabhupada came and asked, "Where are the papers?" "I sold all the scrap in the house, and I gave that also." That is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Right? And then he asked his wife, "I'm taking initiation. Are you coming with me? You have to leave tea." She was very addicted to tea. And Prabhupada, and she said no. He asked, "Do you want me or tea?" She said tea. And that made Prabhupada's decision very simple. That he took the initiation, then he went ahead with his spiritual life, then finally took sannyas and delivered millions of children. Great sacrifice by a sannyasi. Right? Then once one devotee was giving an offering, one Russian devotee, what is her name? She is the founder of Krishna consciousness in Russia, representing Prabhupada. Very famous. Anyway, that Mataji, she is a French girl married to a Russian man on the order of Prabhupada. And come on, I'm not forgetting her name. Anyway, so she told in her offering to Srila Prabhupada, I am very grateful to your wife because she chose tea. If she would not have chosen tea, then we would be rotting in our lives. I mean, that's a way to express gratitude for what Prabhupada did, giving this knowledge as it is, without any compromise. He gave this knowledge. And we only have to take it. Problem is, for that also we don't have time. For that also we are still prioritizing what is important. Prabhuji, what is important, Prabhu? Many times I get a question from people, Prabhu, how to balance spiritual life and material life? Why do you want to balance? What is there to balance? Right? You barely have any balanced days left. Utilize these balanced days to become Krishna conscious and get out of this place. Prabhu, still we have to balance, no? Balance means what? You have to just manage the material life, but prioritize the spiritual life, not the other way around. What are people doing now? They are managing the spiritual life, prioritizing the material life. That will not take you anywhere. You have done this again, you will do it again. How many of you are convinced that you will die one day? Someday? Die, na? There is no doubt on this, na? So why do you want to waste your life before you die? For useless things. Prioritize. If he wants to provide, won't he provide? Last 5 days I didn't go to office. I'm still not sacked. Who is my boss? Krishna. He'll give me the job. Does it mean I didn't take care of things? No, I took care of things. But he gave me the intelligence to take care of things in that way. You understand it? He gave me the intelligence to take care of things in that way, provided I depend on him. Does Arjuna have the capability of killing Drona? No. Bharadwaja Putra cannot be killed. Does Arjuna have the capability of killing Bhishma? No. There are many people on the battlefield on the opposite side Arjuna can't kill, but he killed everybody. How? He depended on Krishna. He was not saying, Krishna, can you balance this both senas and make sure that kind of balanced in between. There's no balance. There's no balance. Someday you have to make the decision. The sooner you make, the better it is. The sooner you make, the better it is. Otherwise, you will lose the boat. Right? There is an urgency in spiritual life. Spiritual life, there should be urgency. I have to make progress. Prabhu, I have to make progress. That urgency should come. And that comes only by blessing. You can't bring that urgency. So next time when you see a sadhu, go beg. Give me that urgency. I am not feeling the urgency. Nahi aa raha hai mere ko urgency. And then what that sadhu will do? He will pray to Krishna. Krishna, then give him that. And then you will get that urgency. And then your life will change. But when you go into Vaishnava Parad, you go into nonsensical gossip about devotees here and there, demotivate any devotee, then what will Krishna do? He'll replace that urgency with some other urgency. And then you'll become, you'll be running around projects, on-site assignment, visa stamping, buying some villa in some jilla, and then, getting a nice name. You'll come in India Today, Business India, Business World. Your neighbor knows you. Hey, I know you. He's a celebrity, right? And then you'll have this, you'll have that, and you're thinking, I think I'm making, but you miss the boat. You already missed the boat. You don't even know that you missed the boat. You understanding? Maya is so strong that you won't even know that you missed the boat. You think that you're Krishna conscious, but you're not Krishna conscious. Krishna already removed. Priority hata diya wahan se. Right? Krishna consciousness is that rare. Bhakti Lata beach is that rare. Prabhuji and Mataji, don't take it cheaply. Prabhuji, I have to take care of my grandson, Prabhuji. I have to take care of my granddaughter, Prabhuji. I have to take care of my wife, Prabhuji. I have to take care of my parents, Prabhuji. I have to take care of myself, Prabhuji. I have to take care of my neighbor, Prabhuji. I have to take care of my job, Prabhuji. I have to take care of my nation, Prabhuji. You really think you're taking care of them? When you're sleeping, who is taking care of your children? Ask that question to yourself. When you are sleeping in the night, who is taking care of your children? You are taking care? Huh? You have no clue who you are. You don't even know you're male or female when you're sleeping. Right? That is your status. And you don't even know whether I will wake up or no. If you wake up, you're alive. If you don't wake up, you're dead. You have no control about anything. When you understand that, when you're awake also, then you're Krishna conscious. That's the only difference. You easily understood that when I'm sleeping, I'm not in control of anything. You understood that, right? Just replace that with awake. When you're awake also, you're not in control of anything. He's only controlling. He's only doing everything. He's allowing us to breathe. Right? That is Krishna. The control of it. And He's enabling us to reach Him. We have to become serious. We have to make voluntary steps to go forward. We have to change our lifestyle deliberately. We have to put that effort. Like after getting married, you change your behavior. Now you are married to Krishna. International society, you are married. Now you have to change. Now if you continue the same nonsense, who are you benefiting? Who are you benefiting? Nobody. Isn't it? And the one who declares to change will go back to Krishna. Prabhupada said many times, you have given many lives to Maya, give this one life to Krishna. You have given many lives to Maya. Ek zindagi de de re Baba. And you will never see this material world again. You will eternally go back to Him. And He's waiting for you to do that. So what does it mean to give up? What does it mean to give up? Always think of me. Always remember me. Always worship me. Pay your obeisances to me. And I will take care of everything else. That's all Krishna is telling. Become Krishna conscious. Some of us have bad habits. So be it. Talk to Krishna. Krishna, I have bad habit, Krishna. What to do? Please help me. I can't do anything. It's out of my reach to change myself. Please help me. And Krishna will remove the habit. Tak will remove the habit. When we are sincere, He'll remove. When we are insincere, we go back to bad habits. Bad thoughts, bad choices. Everything will change. We have to ask Him. We have to have a conversation. Prabhupada told, when you go in front of the deities, talk to Him. And He is standing there in the form of Archa Vigraha, not to be garlanded. He is standing there to talk to us. Every day, talk to Krishna. And when you start talking, you'll actually feel His presence more. Feel His presence more. Right? Arjuna got an opportunity to talk to Krishna. We also can talk to Krishna. We are part of Him. So in disciplinic succession, when Prabhupada wanted to give this Bhagavad Gita, he faced a lot of challenges. He wrote all the purports, he wrote everything, the whole copy was ready, he wanted to print it, there was no printer. Nobody was going to print this. They saw, hey, what is this? All this commentary, so much. We need small Bhagavad Gita. So there is one Prabhu, Brahmananda Prabhu. So he was doing the job for going around and trying to find a publisher. Wherever he went, he was getting rejected. Will not print this, will not print this, will not print. Too much text. Too much this. It should be simple. Americans, they need everything simplified. Right? So one day, Brahmananda Prabhu went to Prabhupada in New York City, I think, and he told Prabhupada, I'm trying. And Prabhupada said, the way Prabhupada was writing some other book purport, and he told, today go to Macmillan. Now Macmillan publishers are the top-notch publishers in those days. They don't print anything just like that. And Brahmananda Prabhu was like, Macmillan? Because he was going to street side publishers here and there. Whoever was there, whoever can accept him and may accept him, may is a possibility. That's what we do, right? We think according to our capacity. But great acharyas, they know everything. So Prabhupada was writing a purport. He just looked, Brahman Prabhu, go to Macmillan. That he told and he writing. Prabhupada told, okay, let me go. He went to Macmillan. He entered the building wearing dhoti kurta and holding a bunch of papers, all transcript of Bhagavad Gita. And he said, I want to meet the chief editor. And I said, what do you have? I have this Bhagavad Gita written by my guru, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He has written this. So, would you be interested to print? You know, it's a very, this is very, that, something he was speaking. I don't remember the exact past time, but I heard it long time ago. And then suddenly one elderly gentleman, he comes and stands beside him. He said, what did you say it is? He said, my guru has written Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita? I need it. I was looking for an authentic version of Gita from the Eastern world. I am glad you brought it here. Bring it to my room. And he asked, who is he? He is the chief editor of Macmillan. And then he goes inside, he goes into the cabin, he looks at the transcript like this, we will print it. And then Brahmananda Prabhu was doing Sankirtan and dancing and jumping and, you know, running on the road to come and tell this to Prabhupada. He ran all the way to the temple. Prabhupada is sitting and writing his purports. He's like so tired, right? He's running and jumping. And, hey, yes, we did it. Prabhupada did it. Macmillan has taken our Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada just entered. And Prabhupada, yes, Prabhu? Prabhupada, Macmillan has accepted. They are printing our Bhagavad Gita as it is. Prabhupada is like, very good. He started writing. Brahmananda Prabhu was shocked. Does it mean Prabhupada is not happy? Prabhupada knew it already. Krishna told him, now is the time. And Krishna doesn't compromise on anything low. He goes right to the top. Right? And when Macmillan published it, the whole country got to know. And then the book distributors, they became ready to distribute this Bhagavad Gita to everybody. Bhagavad Gita as it is by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And in the Bhagavad Gita purports and in the beginning Prabhupada says, I am not the one giving this knowledge, I am just repeating the words of my guru. The whole disciplinic succession. Right? So what we are holding in our hands is such a rare thing. Such a rare thing. You know, very rare to be found. So nicely. But we don't have time to read it. That is the problem. Many people don't want it. But the mercy of devotees is we will make them want it. Right? So every Wednesday after 17th of May, we are going to have a Sankirtan in TNGO Colony every Wednesday. And all of you are invited on a rotation basis every Wednesday, 6 o'clock to 8:30 evening.
Where exactly?
This is all TNGO Colony. What you see behind me is TNGO Colony.
I'm saying in areas, but which place?
Center. You have not seen the center board yet. Now when you are going back home, just go towards that colony, that main road. On the main road towards the right side, you will see two beautiful, saints dancing, Gaur Mitai, Bhagavan dancing, Krishna dancing, right? And beside that there is a ISKCON Bhakti Center Gachibowli. Huge board is there, and below that the whole schedule map is there, right? So all that is already there, third floor. The internal furnishing is happening. So it will be done. It will be done very soon. So from there, Sankirtan will start. Below, 6 o'clock. Right? We'll have a speaker, we'll have a trolley, we'll have kartals, we'll have mridanga player, and we'll have at least 8 to 10 of us on a rotation basis. There will be a roster, in which will be assigned the names, and you can volunteer even if you're not assigned. And then take these books and start distributing them. Start distributing them, encouraging people, and give them a pamphlet. These are the courses that are available, these are the times. Sir, I'm not available on Sunday, sir. No problem, come on Saturday. Sir, Saturday mornings I'm not available. No problem, come on Saturday evening. But when is the course, sir? There is a batch on Saturday morning. This will continue, new batch. In English. Saturday afternoon there is a batch in Hindi. Saturday evening there is a batch in Telugu. Sunday morning there is a batch in English. Sunday afternoon there is a batch in Hindi. Sunday evening there is a batch in English. There is a batch for teenage girls, separate batch, specifically girls related, preaching and preparedness. There is a batch for teenage boys, and there is a batch for children on Saturday afternoon, 3 to 4. So all ages. And for people who are retired or tired, or they're in the house, they're available during the weekdays, there is a batch from 11 to 1 o'clock on Monday to Friday. And there is a batch from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, Monday to Friday, in English and Telugu. Prabhuji, I think I don't have time. और कृष्णा क्या करेगा? Prabhu, before office I can go. Okay, there is a Aarti every morning at 7:30. Every morning, 7:30. 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, there is Bhagavatam reading. Every day. Prabhuji, I start very early in the morning. Evenings I am available. Okay, there is a Aarti, 7 o'clock in the evening. 7:30 to 8:30, there is Bhagavad Gita reading. Every day.
No choice left.
Take advantage. And what you all can do, you can encourage people. Tell them, try this, learn this. You will like it. They will like it, provided they come. A lot of seva for all of us. And when we do seva, very close to your legs, sorry. When we do seva, it will bring lot of mercy. Lot of mercy. And what we were discussing some time ago, that we don't have the power to give away our habits, we don't feel the urgency, that all will be given when we do seva. That is very important. Are you all ready? Yes. We'll do Sankirtan in Gauligoti area once in a while. We'll do Sankirtan in TNGO colony. We'll go block flat to flat, one building, go them, explain them, not just give the take the pamphlet. No, we will talk to each person for 5 minutes. We'll explain them what we are doing, how they'll benefit. What is the charge for those courses? Most valuable thing they have to give. What is that? Time. That's all. Right? So this is what Prabhupada gave us. We are doing seva by giving everybody. Will Prabhupada be happy?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Be very happy. Be very happy. And when Acharya is happy, Krishna is happy. Krishna is happy. And when Krishna is happy, Radharani is happy. And when Radharani and Radha Krishna are happy, we will be happy. Right? So don't try to become happy, make your guru happy. It will come back to you as happiness. But if you try to become happy for yourself, you will never be happy. And you will not allow anybody else to be happy also. Right? Third verse probably.
स एवायं मया तेद्य
स एवायं मया तेद्य
योगः प्रोक्तः पुरातनः
योगः प्रोक्तः पुरातनः
भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति
भक्तोऽस्मि सखा चेति
रहस्यं ह्येतदुत्तमम्
Rahasyam hi etaduttamam. These top 3 verses are very important verses. You can actually learn them. Sa evayam maya tedya yogo prokta puratana bhaktosmi sakha cheti rahasyam hi etaduttamam. Repeat after me. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Bhaktosmi Sakha Cheti. A very important word that is quoted by many acharyas. Krishna gives this knowledge only to the people who are not envious of him. Bhaktos, the only qualification to receive Bhagavad Gita knowledge is you should be a devotee of Krishna. Or you are at least trying to become a devotee of Krishna. Then this knowledge. Otherwise, even if you give it, they'll not understand. They'll not understand. They cannot understand. Purport. There are two classes of men, namely the devotee and the demon. The Lord selected Arjuna as a recipient of this great science, owing to his being a devotee of the Lord. But for the demon, it is not possible to understand this great mysterious science. There are a number of editions of this great book of knowledge. Some of them have commentaries by the devotees and some of them have commentaries by the demons. Commentation by the devotees is real, whereas that of the demons is useless. Arjuna accepts Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and any commentary on the Gita following the footsteps of Arjuna is real devotional service to the cause of this great science. The demoniac, however, do not accept Lord Krishna as he is. Instead, they concoct something about Krishna and mislead general readers from the path of Krishna's instructions. Here is a warning about such misleading paths. One should try to follow the disciplinic succession from Arjuna and thus be benefited by this great science of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked to give a talk on Bhagavad Gita in India. That was some kind of a Gita conference. There was a huge auditorium that was booked. There were many speakers of Bhagavad Gita from different institutions, so-called institutions. Prabhupada was sitting in that place. What happened? What? Yeah, Prabhupada is sitting in that place. And one by one speaker is coming and telling some shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. And they're telling Jnana Yoga is the greatest, Dhyana Yoga is the greatest, Ashtanga Yoga is the greatest, Karma Yoga is the greatest. Somewhere else, Bhakti Yoga is the greatest. But nobody was speaking about Krishna. They are all speaking about the knowledge in Gita, but they're not speaking about the giver of the Gita. At one point, the organizers were waiting for Prabhupada's turn. At one point, Prabhupada just got up. He said, let's go. He told his disciples, let's go. And immediately the organizer came and asked, Prabhupada, if you go, how can you? We need to, you need to talk. We brought you here. People have to listen to me. Prabhupada said, what should I speak to these people? They're all claiming that they know Bhagavad Gita, but none of them is talking about Krishna. None of them are even acknowledging that Krishna is God. When they are speaking, they are saying, that Brahman has taken a form, is coming here and giving this knowledge. Ultimately is Brahman. All kinds of nonsense. Where is Bhagavan? From whom Brahman is coming? Where is that Bhagavan? Why are you not admitting that Krishna is... No, Rama, Krishna, Mukunda, Murari, Matsudana, Ranganatha, Padmanabha, all that is okay. But Krishna is just not another name. Krishna is not another name of God. Krishna is not another incarnation of God. He is the source of everything. Ishvara, Parama, Krishna, Satchitananda Vigraha, Anadir, Adir, Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. Why is nobody saying this? Prabhupada said, I'm going. And that organizer, he told that, Prabhupada, if you go, what is the hope? Please stay. Few more minutes. And you tell the truth that none of them have told. They were all speaking Mayavada philosophy. We are part of God, we are God. Right? You are Narayan, I am Narayan. You are Narayani, I am Narayan. All kinds of nonsense they are speaking. Prabhupada got his turn, he went and he gave the speech in 15 minutes. And all the people there, their jaws fell on the floor. Like that Prabhupada spoke. Without any compromise. Right? Telling who is Krishna. First tell who is Krishna, then speak about Bhagavad Gita. Na? What is the problem? So that is most important. We should all recognize who is Krishna. If you don't have confidence who is Krishna, then there is no point in reading Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna himself is telling, Bhaktosmi sakacheti rahasyam hi etad uttama. This will remain a confidential knowledge until you know who is Krishna. Until there is no bhakti, you can never understand. Is this a confidential knowledge? Book is there. I can buy it. I can read English. I can understand English. I can understand. I can even repeat it. How is it confidential? That is the key. You don't have the key. What is the key? Bhakti. Bhaktos sakacheti. Then only understand Bhagavad Gita. Greatness of Bhagavad Gita. Once one devotee, he wanted to distribute Bhagavad Gitas. There's a big bookstore exhibition. So he went and kept Bhagavad Gita there. He said, sir, I want to sell Bhagavad Gita here. Can you make it part of your exhibition of books? That fellow, he did not want to say no. At the same time, he did not want to say yes. What did he do? He kept, I'll keep it. So he kept Bhagavad Gita. On top of that, he kept so many other Gitas and so many other books. Top, big pile of books he kept. Bhagavad Gita was zero. And he kept so many other books on top of that. And the devotee felt, people can't even see the Gita below. Right? And devotee started praying to Krishna. Krishna, what is this? I came here to distribute Bhagavad Gita, and he kept it right below. And then that person who kept like that, he came and told, I kept your Bhagavad Gita. And the devotee laughed and said, you kept it at the right place. That person didn't understand. He is sarcastic telling, or what is he telling? He said, kept it at the right place? What do you mean? Yeah, Gita is taking the load of so much nonsense. Right? Bhagavad Gita is taking the load of so much nonsense. After all that nonsense is removed, then you can read Bhagavad Gita. That was the answer of the devotee. Devotee gets intelligence. That intelligence is given by Krishna only, right? Then that fellow understood, oh my God, what did he do? And kept everything else aside, kept Bhagavad Gita on the top. This is what it deserves. Right? So, Bhagavad Gita, we are very fortunate that there are still people who are interested to learn Bhagavad Gita, but they don't know where to go, how to learn. So that is the reason we start every session with SSR, Science of Self-Realization. How many of you here have attended entire SSR? Yeah, you should. And all of you should learn SSR also. You should learn to hear it. I heard 3-4 times before I started preaching myself. You all have to learn. SSR actually is Bhagavad Gita only, in a flow that people can understand question by question. Right? So when we start the new batch, it is going to be with SSR again. And then people will understand that, and then we get into Bhagavad Gita. Actually, if you heard SSR properly, you finish Bhagavad Gita. You actually finish Bhagavad Gita within as part of SSR only. But then it gives a proper sequence. All the questions that are generally people troubled with are answered first. What is karma? What is the meaning of karma? What is the meaning of kala, prakriti, Ishvara, jiva? These 5 questions are answered in SSR. And then you speak Bhagavad Gita. Right? So, Bhaktosmi sakacheti rahasyam etad uttamam. Yeah. Now, what did Krishna tell? Krishna told that I told this to Vivaswan, he told it to Manu, then he told to Ikshvaku, by the way, I am the one who gave this knowledge. When I saw it, the disciplinary section is broken, I have repeated it again. Arjuna, and by the way, Arjuna, unless you are a devotee, you can't understand it. And this ancient relationship of Supreme with the Jiva is told by me to you. All these things he is telling. Right? If it is any other so-called religion, can you ask a question after this? But look at the greatness of Sanatana Dharma. Tell the question. 4th verse.
Arjuna Uvacha Aparam Bhavato Janma Param Janma Vivasvataha Kadhametat Vijaniyam Tvamadau Proktavaniti. Arjuna said, the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him? Right? Now, on whose behalf is he asking this question? All our behalf. Don't think Arjuna doesn't know who is Krishna. He just wants him to tell. Krishna, please bolo na. People afterwards, they'll become the dumbest. So they have to be given everything, spoon feeding. So please tell, how come you made this statement? Ancient science, I know. Tell for them. Like that. You know? Arjuna is an accepted devotee of the Lord. So how could he not believe Krishna's words? The fact is that Arjuna is not inquiring for himself, but for those who do not believe in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or for the demons who do not like the idea that Krishna should be accepted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For them only Arjuna inquires on this point, as if he were himself not aware of the personality of Godhead or Krishna. As it will be evident from the 10th chapter, Arjuna knew perfectly well that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, the fountainhead of everything, and the last word in transcendence. Of course, Krishna also appeared as the son of Devaki on this earth. How Krishna remained the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, the eternal original person, is very difficult for an ordinary man to understand. Therefore, to clarify this point, Arjuna put this question before Krishna so that he himself could speak authoritatively. That Krishna is the supreme authority is accepted by the whole world, not only at present, but from time immemorial, and the demons alone reject him. Anyway, since Krishna is the authority accepted by all, Arjuna put this question before him in order that Krishna would describe himself without being depicted by the demons, and demons who always try to distort him in a way understandable to the demons and their followers. It is necessary that everyone, for his own interest, know the signs of Krishna. Therefore, when Krishna himself speaks about himself, it is auspicious for all the worlds. To the demons, such explanations by Krishna himself may appear to be strange because the demons always study Krishna from their own standpoint. But those who are devotees heartily welcome the statements of Krishna when they are spoken by Krishna himself. The devotees will always worship such authoritative statements of Krishna because they are always eager to know more and more about him. The atheists who consider Krishna an ordinary man may in this way come to know that Krishna is superhuman, that he is Satchitananda Vigraha, the eternal form of bliss and knowledge, that he is transcendental, and that he is above the domination of the modes of material nature and above the influence of time and space. A devotee of Krishna like Arjuna is undoubtedly above any misunderstanding of the transcendental position of Krishna. Arjuna's putting this question before the Lord is simply an attempt by the devotee to defy the atheistic attitude of persons who consider Krishna to be an ordinary human being subject to the modes of material nature. Exactly what we discussed. Prabhupada explained that Arjuna is asking this question for people who will tomorrow object that Krishna is God. He is asking, tell me, how are you God? How can you say that you have spoken this when Sun God is elder than you in age? You took birth just some time ago. So that tomorrow, if somebody is translating Bhagavad Gita, he can't change this verse, no? You can't change the Sanskrit. I hope that many of the versions are not changing the shlokas. People can even go to that extent. They can go to any extent. If you go to one area in Hyderabad, near that Medchal area, Shamirpet, before that, there is a place called Sai Gita Ashram. It's like, what? Sai Gita Ashram. When did Sai Baba speak Gita? Did he speak? Anybody here? Did he speak? Did he speak Bhagavatam? Who spoke Bhagavatam? Sukadeva Goswami. Right? Whom did he speak to? Parikshit Maharaj. Right? Vishnu Sahasranam was spoken by whom? Bhishma. On whose request? Krishna's request. Right? So, when did Sai Baba speak this? Did he speak? Cheppina? Why are you creating that kind of impression on people, Sai Gita? When I returned from America, after a long gap, I met my friends in Dilshuk Nagar. Earlier I used to live in a place called Dilshuk Nagar, Chaitanya Puri. So there, in 1990s, early 90s, one Sai Baba temple was constructed. My mother used to do Annadanam there. After I passed my intermediate with great difficulty, they went and did Annadanam there. My son also passed. That was the celebration. Anyway, so I knew, okay. I was always worshipping Lord Krishna. Krishna is my favorite. B.R. Chopra Krishna still is my favorite. Right? So then I came back from America. My friend told me, hey, we'll meet, we'll go to that same place. I said, yeah, let's go. So we were just doing the old trail, the nostalgic tour of all the, hey, we used to eat in that bakery, remember? 20 years ago. We used to do that. There's a temple, the Sai Baba temple. I went to a temple. Just like that. And I was shocked. He's being Abhishekam, he's being all Pancharatra Vidhi, worship. What's going on? 20 years ago, this was not there. And then I came outside. There is Sai Gita, there is Sai Sahasranama, Sai Bhagavatam, Sai Japa, Sai this, Sai that. I asked the shopkeeper. He was there 20 years ago also. He was small, 2-3 things he used to sell. Devotional prayer. Sir, ఇవన్నీ ఎప్పుడు వచ్చినాయి సార్? బాబా గారు ఇచ్చారు. బాబా ఇచ్చింది నాకు తెలుసు. బాబా బ్లాక్ షిప్. ఇది ఎప్పుడు వచ్చింది? Why are you doing this? You want to worship somebody, you want to respect somebody, respect him. Why are you making him God? Why are you manipulating, creating books, taking the knowledge of Krishna and adding your name in front of that? Is that right thing to do? Did Sai Baba ask you to do all these things? No. All kinds of, he's only one example. There are many examples like that. Right? All kinds of nonsense is going on. All kinds of nonsense is going on. I don't know what's going on. Right? But the point is, we should be very careful when we are receiving knowledge. Prabhuji, how can you speak about Sai Baba like that? You should not speak about, you should respect him, Prabhu. I don't have any problem with any Baba or Daba. As long as you don't claim this knowledge is yours. Right? You should not do that. Yeah, you can do your thing, but you can't do, What is your name, bro?
Krishe.
Can he say he is Lakshmi's husband? Lakshmi Devi's husband? No? Is it the right thing to do? They are doing it now. They are attaching. See, as soon as you make somebody God, he is also the husband of Lakshmi, right? Would you accept that? Repercussions are very huge. You can't just declare anybody as God. There's a big problem. God is not an independent person. He has a father, he has a mother, he has a wife, he has a lover, he has a disciple, he has so many relationships. In every way he is called. Right? If somebody comes to your house and tells, I am your husband, what will you do? Mataji, what will you do? Chappal leke marenge usko, hai ki nahi? Huh? So how can you accept somebody calling anybody as Lakshmi's husband? What will happen to them? The people who declare anybody as God, indirectly they are saying Lakshmi's husband, what will happen to them? Yamaraj will enjoy cutting and frying that fellow for eternity. That is the Narkaloka is created for them only. They all will go there. Once one person, he went to Prabhupada. There is an interview of a reporter in Delhi. He went and told Prabhupada, what do you think about Sai Baba? Prabhupada's answer was, I don't think about Sai Baba. Simple. There is no discussion. I don't think about Sai Baba. What is that to think? Right? You have Rama, Krishna, Vamana, Varaha, Narsimha. Why you want another Baba? Worship them. Why you want to create a pseudo God and go around him? Every time he spits a stone, go and worship that stone. Why all that? Right? Look at Narayana who has created this whole creation. All planets are floating. Universes are emanating. Worship that Ishvara. Right? Like that. And people do all kinds of things. Some people call his Dattatreya Avatara. Really? Iskara, Shastra iskara. Get the Shastra, where is it? We believe. I believe Amitabh Bachchan is God. I believe. Some people, Prabhuji, I can see him everywhere, Prabhuji. I can see him everywhere. There also I can see him. Here also I can see him. There also I can see him. In college, I used to love a girl. I could see her everywhere. That's called infatuation. I don't know who all experienced that here. Don't lift your hand. But when you're in that state, you will see everybody everywhere. Does it mean he's God? Huh? Right? Somebody has declared that he'll kill you. Somebody has declared that he'll kill you. Will you see him everywhere?
Yes.
You see him everywhere. That means he's God? Huh? You seeing somebody, Prabhuji came in my dream, Prabhuji. Huh? Sonali Bendre came in my dream many times. In college days. Is she God? According to what you're attracted to, according to where your stupid consciousness is there, you will see that in the dream. And Krishna will also give you that belief. He tells that in the Bhagavad Gita. Whatever you want to believe, I'll increase that belief. Enjoy. That faith also I am only giving. Why? Because person has to exist with some faith. Otherwise he'll be totally lost. Slowly that faith will change. My Siksha Guru used to do Sai Baba Arati in his house. My Siksha Guru. Then he became Krishna conscious. Then he understood, okay, nice. Now I know who is who. So kept that photo aside. Thank you very much. You be happy wherever you are. Now I know. Thank you for introducing me to this. Very good. Then he go forward. He went forward. He didn't get stuck there. He didn't get stuck there. We're not disrespecting anybody. We're saying, know the truth and keep going up. And when you read something like Bhagavad Gita, then that is the ultimate. Rahasyam yetan uttamam. And Arjuna is saying, please Krishna, you declare. Otherwise, so many people will come and declare that they are God. They'll call themselves as Bhagavan. Some people are there. They'll call them as Bhagavan. Bhagavan, please tell Bhagavan. Like, yes, I am telling like this. And somebody, are you Bhagavan? No, I am not Bhagavan. He is calling you Bhagavan. That is his problem. Why can't you tell that you are not Bhagavan? No, that will disturb my devotees. I will not tell. Whichever way they want to worship me, whichever they want to come to me, they can come. That is their choice. Ante indirectly ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? What are you doing? You are cheating. You are completely cheating. Somebody who wants to go to God, you parked him in between saying that you are God. Once, when Prabhupada was, actually during Prabhupada's time, many miracles happened. A lot of us don't discuss these miracles because it will be that cheap miracle kind of worship. Like one miracle is, they could not pay the rent of the center in New York. Money was not there. And literally next month has come, and if they don't pay the rent, they'll be thrown outside. Some number of dollars, $500, $600. And Prabhupada said, Krishna will send, don't worry. Next day morning, Shamsundar Prabhu and few devotees, they are standing and dollar bills are flying in the air and coming. Literally falling. Now is that a miracle? It is a miracle. It is a miracle. And some devotees told, that Prabhupada has effulgence behind his head. When he's walking, there is effulgence. So looking at so many miracles like that, some of his disciples started saying, actually Prabhupada is God. Actually Prabhupada is God. Now Prabhupada doesn't know this. He's traveling around the world. In those days there is no internet, emails, nothing. Unless a letter goes, unless a phone call goes. And as soon as Prabhupada got to know, he was somewhere in the world, and he got to know that there is a set of his disciples who are worshipping him like God, saying that actually is God. God has come to declare who is God. So what is the immediate reaction of Prabhupada? He wrote an authoritative letter to the temple president, and he sent across the world. Anybody who declares me as God is out of ISKCON society. I am not God. I am not even his devotee. I am his dasanudasa's devotee. That is called Acharya. Fundamentals have to be clear. Guru can never be God, but he has to be worshipped like God. Because representing God, When you say Guru Deva Maheshwaraha, you are worshipping Guru like God. When Guru comes home, you should worship him like God. But Guru should not feel that he is God. If he is sitting there and feeling that he is God, then there is a big problem. Right? So this has to be very fundamentally understood, which Prabhupada made sure it is going down. Because today so many gurus are declaring themselves as God, or their disciples are declaring them as God, but they don't object to it. Right? So it's very dangerous. That is why Arjuna is telling, tell who are you. Otherwise so many people will come like this. And Bhagavad Gita will be diluted again. Again it will be diluted. Many people know ISKCON, they don't know Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada didn't even write his name in the society name. Right? That is the humility of Prabhupada. Many people know. Prabhu Hare Krishnas we know. Who is the founder? We don't know. Only when you come and attend classes, you will know who is A.C. Bhaktivedanta. That is how humble he was. And Srila Prabhupada is not his name, you know. Srila Prabhupada is Guru's name. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada was known as Srila Prabhupada. And every time you taste Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada remembered his Guru. He was not saying, I am Srila Prabhupada. No, his disciples called him. He said, okay, you are calling my Guru's name. So humble. So humble. And that is what made him such a great success. He was very clear on fundamentals. Never, fell for all this propaganda and all this magic tricks. I have seen God, I am experiencing God, I am this, I am that. No, Prabhupada is very clear. Your sadhana should be good. You are all sadhakas. You have to chant 16 rounds attentively. You have to honor prasadam every day. You should not eat non-veg, including, eggs, whatever. Right? You should not eat onion and garlic, because if you eat that, your capability to receive spiritual knowledge will go down. It's consciousness. What is consciousness? When you avoid these things, like when you go to a doctor, he tells, don't eat this. Will you argue, hey, what is this? Will you say like that? No. You should not say like that in front of Guru also. When Guru is saying, you want to become spiritual, some things you have to avoid. Otherwise it will not help you. Otherwise, basically, if you're not taking the full prescription of doctor, what will happen? Disease ka kya hoga? It will continue. Again, when you take the prescription of doctor, automatically your disease will go away fast. When you half take that prescription, what will happen? Disease will continue. So it's up to us how long we want to be deceased. So Prabhu, if I stop onion and garlic, will Krishna give darshan to me? No. Is ISKCON's main objective stopping onion and garlic? No. ISKCON's main objective is giving us Krishna prema. But in order to achieve that, we have to become pure. When you enter a temple, do you wear chappal or no? You leave your chappal or no? You go with temple inside? No. The same way, when we are going to God, we have to prepare ourselves mentally, intellectually, physically. All the ways we have to prepare ourselves. And we have to make priority. We have to prioritize. Right? Some people tell, Prabhuji, how can I survive without eating all these things? What food is there, Prabhuji? Everywhere there is that. He said, look at me. Do I look like a starving person? What am I eating? You have everything, provided you have some patience. Right? You will find the right thing. You should not be intoxicated. You should not intoxicate. Intoxicate means what? Some things that take control over you. Like caffeine, it takes control over you. It pulls your blood, I want it more, I want it more. That's the reason leaving coffee and tea is not that easy. Because it keeps pulling you unless you slowly get over it. Nicotine is what? It's intoxicant. Right? So you should avoid all the intoxicant and slowly you'll become free. Right? So Prabhupada told, these are the things you have to do. Don't force it on others. Don't go to your house, hey, I'm stopping everything, and you are stopping everything. Don't make everybody suffer because of that. But you can stop in your own way. Spirituality is for us to apply, not to push on others. You can inspire them. Over a period of time, they will leave all these things. Did you all take birth along with onion and garlic? Huh? Came out of the mother's womb, onion, garlic, onion, garlic. Any child came outside like this? Any child came with cigarette? Any child came with the alcohol bottle? Huh? कोई आया क्या ऐसे बार? Can you remember anybody taking birth like that? None of us. After coming here, we went into that kind of society which brought us into these habits. है कि नहीं? Brothers and Mataji, because the topic came, I'm telling you, the amount of pungent smell that garlic and onion has, you won't realize until you stop it. Yesterday they were doing AC fitting. I didn't know that the AC fellows, they bought their food, some parcel they got. They opened the packet, they were eating inside. Onion and garlic in that. I could not stand there. I started getting headache. So much headache. I had to literally go outside. But I also remember the day when I used to tell, fresh onion, abhi cut ke lekar aa. Now it should be cut. Now, in front of me, cut it and give me. So fresh I want. And same me, I can't even stand the smell of it now. If somebody is cooking in the house beside, we close all the doors because it gives headache, migraine. Not only to many devotees. It is so pungent. So pungent. And after stopping that, actually started tasting what is potato, what is tomato, what is brinjal, what is lady's finger. I could literally taste it. See, if you order samosa and you put, half liter Kisan ketchup on that, you put tomato ketchup on that samosa, will you eat samosa or the ketchup? Huh? That is exactly the problem when you put onion and garlic in the curries. You're not eating the curry, you're eating onion and garlic. It takes over the smell. It takes over the prominence. Barely you will feel the vegetable. It is so much pungentness it will put onto it. You will know that only when you stop putting it, then you see. My God, it tastes so different. All my life I was tasting something. Everywhere I'm tasting that only. When you go to a hotel, whichever dish you order, the same masala you'll put there. You go and see, the same masala you'll put there, little 2-3 things you'll add here and there. You'll feel, malai kofta is different from, paneer butter masala. If you go inside, both the things are same only. But this, the pungentness of onion and garlic is like that. Okay? Very, very. Actually, onion and garlic is only used for non-vegetarian. Because flesh you can't eat, no? Flesh is rotten flesh. It's like dead body. Can you imagine eating dead body? Why are you not imagining? There's so many people eating dead bodies. They are dead bodies only, no? Chicken dead body, pig dead body, goat dead body. The dead bodies only, no? So how can you eat dead body? You keep it in the mouth. So what they have to do? They have to put a lot of onion and a lot of garlic. So that the smell and the feeling of the dead body is removed. And this takes over. And on the other, they'll put some masala and they'll put some flavors. And then you eat. Ask them to eat flesh directly or even cooked flesh. If somebody says, I'm eating non-veg, say, okay, you like non-veg, right? Okay, wait a second. Just boil it and eat. Oh, you can't even eat a morsel unless you put, just put some masala in it. They can't do that. It has to be filled with onion. Otherwise they can't. So that is the purpose of that, to make the food heavily pungent to make you eat it. Otherwise you can't eat. Right? So when you get rid of those things, then you will actually experience satvikness. Sattvic food means no onion, no garlic. Many other things are there. I'm not giving a cooking class here right now, but I'm just trying to tell. You want to experience Krishna in the most purest state, you have to get rid of a lot of other things around. The same way, you want to experience food at the best state, you have to get rid of one. Our ancestors never used these things. If you go back 50 years, onion and garlic was not used in the house. No, unfortunately, even Brahmanas are using onion and garlic now. Tamasic food it is. Right? So, tamasic food, if you eat, what will happen? Tamasic thoughts will come. You can't remember things properly. You can't think properly. Your intelligence power will go down. Prabhuji, how can you tell intelligence power will go down? Yeah, ishtam vachi cheptavu poddunne. Go to internet and browse. In Europe, in some countries, pilots are not allowed to eat onion and garlic 3 hours before the flight. Do you know that?
Yes.
Pilots. Why? Their sharp thinking ability, spontaneous decision making ability goes down. Medically proven. Now, if you want to learn Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita verses, Bhagavatam, you need to have proper intelligence. And that intelligence is not there when you eat such things. Tamasic food if you eat. So that is the reason it is stopped. And there are many other Puranic stories about onion and garlic also. Many. Why onion and garlic is such a big topic today? Because everybody is so much accustomed to it now. As if they are doing a big sacrifice by leaving it. You are not doing any sacrifice. It was never yours to sacrifice. You started it, you ended it. Right? And when my wife switched our diet, I didn't even know that she switched. Like a magician, she did something. I didn't even know. It is so simple to switch these unnecessary things. You can. But again, Prabhuji, is that the reason, is the only important thing I should do? Can't I do Krishna Bhakti? You know what? That's not the main agenda. That's not the main agenda. You want to, some of you are still eating it, eat it. But then in order to make quick progress, you have to get rid of some things. You can't offer anything with onion and garlic to God. Even in Satyarana Vratam or any homam you do, when you make bhoga for God, do you put onion and garlic in there? Anybody in your house? When you cannot offer anything to God, how are you eating it? Think. Is that not cheating? Is that God consciousness? Huh? You can't offer some things to God. How can you eat them? You should not eat anything that is not offered to God. The concept of you eating that is something that is not offered to God is the grassroots of all these problems. You started eating whatever you want. Right? So you should be very God conscious. Krishna consciousness means you are conscious of Krishna in all respects. I will not eat anything that Krishna will not eat. As simple as that. I will offer everything to Krishna and I will eat. Some places you can't offer, like the way you offer in the temple, but offer in your heart. One mantra you can chant when it is now Om Pavitro Pavitro Va Sarvavastam Gatopi Va Smaret Pundarikaksha Bhyantaram Suchi. And then offer it in your heart, Krishna. This is all I have, I can have. Once Prabhupada was going with the disciples in the train, and the train got delayed. And Prasad was not there. And those days, even people were not using onion, garlic and everything everywhere. So one person was selling samosas. So Prabhupada's disciples were all there. So he brought samosas and Prabhupada looked at it. He said, take them. And immediately disciples, Prabhupada closed his eyes and he was just chanting. And after some time, Prabhupada heard, that they're doing a bell and offering everything. So what did they do? They kept a picture of Prabhupada, because normally we offer it to Guru offers it to God. They didn't have God picture or anything. They had a book of Prabhupada picture in there, they kept it there, they kept samosa in front of that and they're offering. While they were offering, Prabhupada opened his eyes, saw that samosa, he just took and ate. And then Prabhupada said, I am sitting here, why are you offering to that photo? And I told you can have it. I already offered it. So Prabhupada was again a person who was not ritualistic, spiritual, practical. Right? If my disciples don't eat anything, how will they survive? They have to eat. And he chose the best choice. And he told, this is the best available option. It's not a license for now you to go and eat samosa in a train. I'm giving you an example. That when that situation comes, we have to be practical to make it happen. So Prabhupada made sure that it is properly explained. Once Prabhupada was called by a huge businessman in Chandigarh. And Prabhupada went there because huge businessman and he wanted to help Prabhupada in building temples, giving donation. Prabhupada, he believed in Prabhupada, but he was not a Krishna conscious person totally. He was a saint, like a pious. So Prabhupada went, along with all his disciples, Prabhupada went. And he made big meal arrangement for Prabhupada and his disciples. Prabhupada sat there. And then they were serving, and then one of the curries, there was onion. Prabhupada is sitting there, and they served, there was onion there. Immediately one said, Prabhupada, how can I do it? Sit down. Sit. Just take that onion and keep it aside. And tell Krishna, I am honoring this as a service to you. But Prabhupada gave that license. Not you and me can't do that. A guru in that situation. Because he did not want to insult the host. He told that later. And the host became very humble. Are, Swamiji, what offense I did? No problem. Love in you was genuine. He didn't eat it. He kept it aside. He continued with the rest of the food. That is Prabhupada. Prabhupada went to Tirupati. There he saw the Brahmanas were offering food with onion and garlic to deities in Tirupati. Some guidance was missing. Prabhupada wrote a letter to the Devasthana authorities. This is not acceptable. He is the Supreme Lord Krishna, Govinda. You can't offer things with onion and garlic. And it is, from that day it is removed. Right? When Prabhupada had to correct it, he corrected. As an Acharya, that's what Acharya does. Different, Ramanacharya, very strict. He also instructed many places. Same way Acharyas tell the right thing. But at the same time, they don't hate the people. They correct the people. They don't, chastise and... Yeah, even today, there are so many people eating so many things. Does it mean they will not become Krishna conscious? They are not qualified? Everybody will become Krishna conscious. But people take time. There has to be a good alternative that has to be given to them. Then people will change. But that is not the main agenda. That is not the main agenda of ISKCON. That, ISKCON is not a no onion garlic movement or no intoxication movement. No, that's the main objective is Krishna consciousness. In order to achieve that, these regulative principles have to be followed. And you will follow. Everybody will follow. Lakhs of people are following. Our ancestors anyway followed. Our endeavor will be a little bit more. Little inconvenience will be there. Today you will Swiggy and eat whatever you want. Right? Or Zomato, tomato, whatever. You will order and eat. But going forward, you will not do that. You will be a little more careful. Slowly, you will get rid of things that are not good for your consciousness. See, it's your priority. It's your priority. If you don't want it, it's your priority. That's all it is. Are you all understanding? Yeah. So there is a huge science behind everything that we do. It's not like a ritualistic path. So we'll hear the Krishna's answer next week in the center. Why Krishna is going to, how can Krishna prove that he is the one who spoke Gita to Vivaswan, Manu and Ikshvaku and coming all the way down. Any questions? Yes, Mataji.
People are asking what is Sanatana Dharma? Can you please explain?
What is Sanatana Dharma? Question some people are asking. Dharma means duty, Sanatana means eternal.
I mean, to more understand.
Yeah, I'll tell. So first understand Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means what? Eternal. Dharma means duty. Religion also you can say duty. So your eternal duty is Sanatana Dharma. Means that duty doesn't change. The duty. For example, simple example I'll give is that you have parents. You respect your parents. It's your duty to respect your parents. It's your dharma to respect your parents. Will it change if you become a parent? No. Will it change if you become a director in some company? No. Right? Will it change if your parents retired from job, they don't earn anymore? No. So that relationship and the respect should not change. Right? So that is the most important thing. Now, to make even more clearer example, there is sugar. Sugar's duty is sweetness. You know, wherever you put sugar, it becomes sweet. It is duty. Sanatana dharma of sugar is sweetness. What is the Sanatana dharma of chili?
Spice.
Spice. What is the Sanatana dharma of water?
Right.
Clean. Flows and cleans. If you make water into ice cube, is it Sanatana dharma of water to be like ice cube?
No.
No. It is always fluid. The moment you drink, like, my thirst went away. Actually, what is thirst? Thirst is an obstruction in your passages. And when you drink water, it removes all that. It becomes immediately, things flow easily. So, nature of water is to clean. Nature of water is to clean. Sanatana dharma of water is to clean. Understood? In the same way, if everything is a Sanatana dharma, eternal duty, sugar as a duty, fire as a duty. Fire's eternal duty is what? Heat. Not smoke. Smoke is a byproduct. But fire's eternal duty is heat, not light. Light is a byproduct. When you light fire, light also will come. Light is not the reason you light the fire. It is heat. Okay? So Sanatana dharma of fire is heat, sugar is sweet. What is the Sanatana dharma of a soul? Service to Krishna. That is Sanatana dharma. Simply saying I'll save Sanatana dharma and I don't come to Satsang, where Krishna's knowledge is being spoken, that means they don't know what is Sanatana dharma. That is the problem. Today many people, they talk about Sanatana dharma, they think Sanatana dharma is culture. Me and you celebrating Deepavali is Sanatana dharma. No, that's just a part of it. That's an external part of it. Sanatana dharma is eternal duty of soul, which is to serve Krishna. Where does it say, Prabhu? Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshade ahoitaki aprahihata yayatma suprasidati. Savai pumsam paro dharmo. All living entities, paro dharma you should do. What is that? Sanatana dharma. What is that? Ahoitaki aprahiyata. Uninterrupted, unmotivated. What? Bhakti to Krishna. And when you do that, yayatma suprasidati. You become happy. Problem is, when you don't do your Sanatana dharma, you become unhappy automatically. Automatically you become unhappy. That is the problem. Today, why are people unhappy? Because they are not performing bhakti. When they perform bhakti, they become automatically happy. Yeah? Is that answer?
Like everyone in all Hindus follows Sanatana dharma and everyone is worshipping different deities. So that is also kind of Sanatana dharma, or like how do we relate it to them by explaining?
Worship bhakti. You have a nature to perform bhakti. Right? That is the eternal nature of a soul. There is a need, there is a fulfillment. Let me go 2 steps back, okay? To answer your question. There is a need, there is a fulfillment. Is there any need that doesn't have a fulfillment in this world? Think about it. Need is thirst. I'll give an example. What is the fulfillment? Water. Need is hunger. What is the fulfillment? Food. Tell me one need that doesn't have a fulfillment in this world. There is no such need. That is why this world is complete. Everything has a fulfillment. Right? So, if there is a tendency of people to pray, which is a fulfillment, right? There is automatic tendency. Everybody prays at some point in life. Some point he has to lift his hands. Or some place. He may not tell that to others. He might say that he is an atheist. But somewhere he will lift his hands. Right? If there is a tendency to pray, there has to be God. For every other need, there is a fulfillment, right? Again, just go with that logic. Did you all understand what I am saying? There is a need, there is a fulfillment. There is a need, there is a fulfillment. There is a need to pray, there is a need to pray, there is a need to pray, there is God. He has to be there. Right? So, it is a natural tendency for people to pray. Now coming to whom they pray. Praying without knowledge, actually chapter 17, divisions of faith, Krishna explains that everybody worships in different ways, according to their needs, materialistic needs, spiritual needs, emotional needs. And whichever deity is fulfilling that, they will go to the deity. They'll firm up that faith also. Sometimes the deity can be a devata. Sometimes the deity can be Bhagavan. What is the problem in worshipping devatas? Actually, there is no problem. You will have a peaceful life in this material world. But what is the problem? You'll again come back. By worshipping devatas, you don't go back to Vaikuntha. Only by worshipping Vishnu, you go to Vaikuntha. All other deities you worship, they will give you all the facility to live in this world. What is the purpose of devatas? To give facilities in this world. One devata is in charge of Vayu, one devata is in charge of Agni, one devata is in charge of so many other things. So they are providing facilities for you to live in this world. So when you pray them, you get that more. You get that more, that's all. You become more greedy, I want this devata, I want this, you get. Okay? So problem is you come back. So people worship devatas, and that is also part of Sanatana Dharma. But the highest goal of Sanatana Dharma is not just devata worship, is worship of Vishnu. Worship of Narayana, worship of Krishna. That is the ultimate goal. Then you reach. But does it mean all the people who are not worshipping Krishna are not part of Sanatana Dharma? No, they are part of Sanatana Dharma. And Krishna also himself says, right? Some people worship devatas, some people worship ancestors, some people worship me and they come to me. Right? People who worship me come to me. He tells that in each chapter. Like that. So we should not ridicule or insultingly see or judge people who are not worshipping Krishna. They are worshipping somebody because there is the nature is there, the need is there, fulfillment is there. They will worship somebody. Some people worship Panchaputas. Once, we went to this place called Grand Canyon. There they have a show that the residents in the canyon, the Red Indians, they come and perform a show, and they were doing a show of worship, and they were worshipping Panchaputas. I was shocked to see, the Surya they're worshipping Prakriti, they're worshipping Jiva, Atma, Paramatma, like that. They have a conception of nature. They can't go beyond that. They don't have more education than that. But are they not part of Sanatana Dharma? They're also part of Sanatana Dharma. Even though the Red Indians in America, they are doing Sanatana Dharma, part of it. They are worshipping, assuming somebody is supreme.
Even Christians and Muslims also following Sanatana Dharma. What is it?
If they are worshipping some person as God, they are doing the right thing because they are worshipping. But if they've created a philosophy that if somebody else is not worshipping whom they worship, then they have to kill that person, then that's not Sanatana Dharma. The Sanatana Dharma doesn't say go and kill others. Concept of non-believers is not there in Sanatana Dharma. You can believe or not believe, that's okay. But when you worship and also force others to worship and kill people if they don't worship, then that's not authentic. That's not authentic worship. How can you? Right? So it's misguided. I'm not saying other religions are good or bad. I'm just telling the fundamental. Nobody can force anyone. In fact, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita at one point that don't disturb the faith of others. Let them be what they are doing. He has a plan to raise the faith. Does it mean what they are doing is right? No. Some places we have to call spade a spade. If you are telling you'll go and kill somebody if they leave the religion, or if you don't believe in what they believe, you go and kill them, harm them, then it's wrong. Wrong is wrong. What is wrong in telling wrong is wrong? How long can you threaten people and do things like that? Truth is truth. Did I answer?
Religious in their practices and all, and their philosophy also would be matching with the normal philosophy. Like they believe in their Allah and they are supreme of that. They do not harm. Like some of the things they do just fight time Allahs and all. There's many believer in God and all. But if their birth.
It's okay. It's okay. What is your question?
So the question is that maybe it's a different religion also. They might also worship the Vishnu but in a different name itself.
No problem. Do not.
So that's also same worship.
Worship is worship. Concept of worship is worship. Once this question was asked to my guru, he told, If their worship is making them Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnu, Namananiya Manadena, that's perfect worship. Rest Krishna will take care, no? See, the heart has to become fertile. The heart has to become fertile for Krishna to plant a Bhakti Lata beach. Right? Just because you are worshipping Allah or just because you are worshipping Jehovah, we don't hate them or we don't ridicule them. We should not. Right? They can worship. But what is that worshipping making you into? Is what is ultimate. Even if I am worshipping Venkateswara Swami, but I have a tendency to kill and harm others. Is that worship authentic? No. Worship should make us humble. Worship should make us respectful towards everybody. And most importantly, Pandita Samadarshina. You should be able to see Krishna in everybody, God in everybody. Whether you call him with another name also. Prabhupada told many times. I am not here to make you into Hindus. Prabhupada told. The statement of Prabhupada. When Americans went to, I am not here to convert you into Hindus. I want Muslim to become a better Muslim, Christian to become a better Christian, Hindu to become a better Hindu. I want you to become God conscious. And when you become God conscious, then you will also understand who is God. No problem. When you are ready, you will understand. And my guru is always Radhanath Swami Maharaj once explained that a dog can recognize its owner when he comes in a suit, when he comes in a dhoti, when he doesn't wear any clothes also. We should learn from the dog. Right? What is your problem in recognizing it? If say a Muslim comes here, he puts the chadar and is doing namaz 5 times in a day, you know what I feel? I think I should also chant 5 times in a day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I can take inspiration from that also. Once I was going in America and in a taxi, the driver was a Muslim. I didn't realize. They don't wear skull caps and everything. You don't know who they are. So it was late evening flight and I was coming home, long drive. And I had few rounds to finish, so I was chanting my rounds. He looked at me. He pulled his drawer there. There were beads. And he started chanting something. I was stunned. Who is he? And he said, I am a Muslim. There are some surahs we chant. But I have not been doing it for some time. Looking at you, I got inspired. No problem. Do that. Kya problem hai? Achha hai. We have Rats, Jagannath Rats we make. The person who makes his name is Ibrahim. He is a Muslim. He is Pakka Jagannath devotee now. Right? He makes all kinds of things. He only comes up with ideas. Sab Jagannath ko aise beta to hilta sab. Yahan pe lagana. Jagannath ko dikhta sab. He is chanting his name. Right? Does it mean that I see all this and become so unintelligent that I also support terrorist forms or radical side? No. I should have the intelligence. Hate the disease, not the deceased. But don't trust the deceased also. Right? You have to maintain proper understanding. Understanding should be there. Blindly saying. Use your intelligence. You should be open-minded, but not so open-minded that your brain falls out. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu once told like I am open-minded. इतना open-minded में तो दिमाग ही गिर जाए नीचे. दिमाग रखो, सोचो. What is good for you, what is not good for you. We are not here to hate anybody. But if somebody is coming to kill you, then you have to revert back. No? You should understand what is Sanatana Dharma. Everybody is part of Sanatana Dharma, whether you accept it or not. Everybody is part of Sanatana Dharma. That was the eternal Dharma which was there. That is the eternal Dharma that will be there. In between, so many other things come and go. So many disturbances come and go. Hiranyakashipus will come and go. What did Hiranyakashipu do? He also did something that today radical people are doing. He said, I am God. Don't worship Narayan, worship me. Right? All the Brahmanas were shivering. They used to kill Brahmanas if they are worshipping Narayan. How is it different? Where is Hiranyakashipu now? Yeah. Similarly, all these extreme terrorists or radicals will come and go. Just a matter of time, they'll come and go. Can Sanatana Dharma be wiped off from this planet? It cannot be, it never was. Because Krishna will again come back. Yogo nashto parantapa. He knows when to come and re-establish. It cannot be. Because it's Sanatana Dharma. The word itself says it's Sanatana Dharma. Right? Sanatana means eternal. How can you destroy eternal Dharma? You can't destroy eternal Dharma. Eternal Dharma is Dharma. It remains. Okay? Yes, Madhu.
So, Prabhupada also in many small books, he mentions that Jesus is Son of God, Muhammad Prophet is Messenger of God. So it's not that like we are denying it, but the way it is going on,
That is the problem.
like, people are missing.
I saw one car. Behind that somebody wrote, I love you Jesus. I love you Jesus, please save me from your followers. He wrote below. I laughed like anything. Right? Please save me from your followers. Because you are following in the wrong way. He came to spread happiness and God consciousness. You hanged him to death. You nailed him to death rather. Right? Again he resurrected, that's another thing. But what he did is right only. See, Mataji, I am not here a judge or a scholar to talk about Prophet Muhammad or Jesus. I am not a scholar in that. But the fundamental aspect I will tell that religion means to serve God. And serve God means serve everybody. Madhava Seva, Manava Seva. Very clear. As long as they are doing that, that's good. But if you try to become an instrument of God in killing others who are not following that God, that is nonsense. That is nonsense. If I become the leader of this world, I will create a form. I will say, I have no 2-3 things and then signature. I worship God, the God that I believe, no problem. I allow others to worship their God the way they believe, no problem. I will not harm others who believe in whatever faith they want, no problem. Sign it. If they don't sign it, they don't deserve to be in this country. Simple. But unfortunately, Kali Yuga means, even if they sign it, they still don't believe what they sign. Hypocrisy. Right? To vote bank politics. Unnecessarily vote bank. You can do anything for a position. Today you don't care about the country or dharma or sanatana. You just do whatever you want to be in the position. I know I'm not a great authority to speak on all these topics, but I'm just sharing that we should not be dumb. And most importantly, give birth to more children. Mataji is here, you are the source, and make them Krishna conscious. Don't sit there and say, Ek bacha. The slogan. ఒకటి హద్దు రెండు వద్దు మూడు అసలే ఒకటి సద్దు రెండు హద్దు మూడు అసలే వద్దు ఒకటి ముద్దు నేను హిందీ కదా some slogans people family planning what planning are you talking about have nice children Krishna is giving you the ability to give bigot children. Don't send them to international schools. You'll have a lot of salary left. Send them to simple schools. Anyway, they'll also teach A for apple only. Right? Make them capable. Decrease unnecessary expenditure. Make them good people. Right? Good citizens. And let them continue the lineage of Sanatana Dharma. That's most important. Today, there's a big problem. Our Sanatana Dharma will be taken down by us only. Right? Okay, last question. Anybody else? Okay.
There was one final one. So in that Sanatana Dharma only, even Hindus or Christians and Muslims are killing animals and eating. So that doesn't fall under.
I'll repeat the question.
Here's the mic.
That doesn't fall under Sanatana Dharma, like eating non-vegetarian food is Sanatana Dharma or not Sanatana?
Eating non-vegetarian food, is it Sanatana Dharma or no?
Yes.
Sanatana Dharma has 3 things. Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Sanatana Dharma explains that we get influenced by these three things. Sanatana Dharma doesn't reject people who follow Tamo. It tells them, elevate yourself to Sattva. So people eat meat, that's okay. Because their tendency is like that. Last life they were lions and jackals. They were only eating meat only, no? They took human birth now. They'll search for the same taste, no? That's what they'll find. Slowly they'll elevate themselves to Prasad. In next life, they will not like it. It's a transitionary process. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong in the sense we are not approving that is the best. I am saying that is also part of the society. In earlier days, in long time ago, no, you can't repeat that now. I'm just telling the way it is. Malechas and Yavanas were kept outside the village. Meat eaters were not allowed inside the village. They used to be outside the village. Why? Their consciousness will affect us. Their thoughts and consciousness affect us. Does it mean they are bad people, good people? No. Just don't want wrong consciousness in the wrong places. That's all. You should be very vigilant about your association. Like that. There were some people who were eating meat. Some did. You can't tag them as bad and not part of Sanatana Dharma. No. Sanatana Dharma is above all these things. Worship. But in worship there are three versions. Pure, passionate and tamasic, ignorant. Actually the concept of Triguna, if you put it in any other religion, it will come back to Sanatana Dharma. Triguna is a great concept that is there in Sanatana Dharma, which makes us special. We can accommodate everybody. No problem. Vitrasura was Rakshasa, but he is a Narayan devotee. Right? In Bhagavatam, glories are being spoken. Like that. We can't judge anybody like that. Consciousness is what important. Like what is it? Narad Muni saved that hunter, Mrigari. Oh my God, that fellow used to not kill animals, he used to half kill them and enjoy looking at them dying. Narad Muni said, what is this? Then he showed what he will become in next life. Right? And then he changed. Became a devotee and became a perfect devotee. And he opened his own ashram. Narad Muni came, oh my God. So everybody can change is what I am saying. There are some Muslims I know, they don't eat non-veg. They don't. There is a sect which is very clear about it. There are some. There are some Hindus who only eat non-veg. Right? So what difference does it make? No. Point is devotion and going upwards. Are you going upwards or are you going downwards? And it's a choice, Mataji. Remember this. Provision, Mataji, it's a very big choice. Don't talk about food when we talk about devotion. Of course, you should tell, take prasad. Slowly the prasad will change you. Don't impose that as an agenda item. Now, where are you going? I'm going to classes. Oh, which classes? Bhagavad Gita class. What is it is there? No onion garlic. Huh? There is no verse in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says no onion garlic. Right? There is no verse. There is no verse in Bhagavad Gita which says stop eating non-veg. There is no verse. Because it doesn't need to be told. It doesn't need to be told. He is telling the fundamentals. Krishna is telling, becoming humble, all this will happen according to what you eat. And most importantly, he says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yoma Patta Parashit. He is saying, offer it to me. I will remove all the sins from it. Don't worry, Arjuna. That is the most important fundamental thing. Clear? Anybody wants to add to the answers or reflections on what was discussed? You good? Okay.
I was just thinking, Gamji, there are some communities in Bihar, tribal, which even eat something like a mouse. They like fond of eating. So you can understand that the consciousness has not been elevated. Like they are still on lower consciousness.
Yes.
Although they are following Sanatana Dharma, they are Hindus, but tribal areas, the exposure they have had, they were not able to understand this. And so maybe next few lifetimes, they'll elevate.
Everybody is going through a gradual process of elevation. We can help them go faster, but we can't go and tell them you're wrong. Then they don't have an identity. What do you do? Right? There are some Muslims who are my friends. When they are eating any non-vegetarian, they don't sit with me. They sit little far away, another place. I said, hey, no problem. No. I know what you follow. We don't want to disturb you. That much they are also thinking. They're so good, right? Good people. There is my father's closest friend is a Muslim, Irfan. He came to when he died, exactly a few minutes after he died, he automatically came. God only knows how he came, because there is a friendship which is beyond all these things, right? And he used to send us Diwali gifts. He used to send us Dashera gifts. Even now he messages. My father has gone, still he messages. Beta, happy Dashera. May Lord Rama bless you. He sends. Right? His family is there, I know them. Right? But does it mean I'll believe everybody? If they are behaving radically, will I simply say bye-bye? No. I'll say bye-bye, not bye-bye. It should be, that much intelligence should be there. We are not here to find and hate people. At the same time, we should not believe in everybody when they are being affected. The unfortunate is, I know, okay, I'll stop with this. I know a friend of mine who's a Muslim who actually feels so bad about what is happening today. Because they get affected, na? Any airport they go, people will look at them like this. Right? Anything they do, they are being... Do you want to be somebody like that? Prabhujan Mataji? Just imagine you're going outside, everybody is looking at you with a suspicion. It's a very difficult thing to carry. So we should also be vigilant about how we are treating them. If you treat them more badly, they'll become even more bad. Like exactly, if they treat you badly, you'll become even more bad. So treat good. Everybody be peaceful and treat them good. They'll also be good. But don't be blind to what's happening. Most importantly, forget about other religions. Follow your religion. Bring people closer to your religion. Now we are opening a center here to educate everybody to become Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Give the mic to Mohan Prabhu. Mohan Prabhu wants to say.
I can tell without mic.
No, you can. It's a little far. No?
To make the point more clear, after Patram Pushpam Parampushpam, Krishna said, Yadasnasi.
Yadasnasi.
See, Yad Karoshi, Yad Juhoshi, Tat Kurishva Madarpanam. Asnas, Yat Asnasi. He did not say non-vegetarian or vegetarian. Whatever you eat. That Kurishva Madarpanam. That's more important.
Consciousness. Of course, you can't offer them to God. That's tamasic worship. See, that's what, right? There are some people, if you go to Ujjain, what is it? Mandir? Kala Bhairav. They buy alcohol bottles and they go and put it on Kala Bhairav. What nonsense is that? Right? So, tamasic people worship like that. But does it mean that it is approved worship? No, it is not approved worship. It's concocted worship. Cutting animals in front of, temple and all. No, there are many rules to follow. They are not following all those rules. They are just doing the last thing. That is the problem. Right? You are conveniently doing what you need to, what you want for your advantage. That's not the way. The bali of goats in front of Kali Mandir. There are 7 other conditions they have to follow before they do that. Are they following that? It has to be Amavasya night. You have nothing else to eat. You only have to cut it. There are conditions of that. It has to be a goat. It has to be a Kali Mandir. Right? Oh my God. So, are people right to follow all those conditions? No. I told I'll do the bali. They go buy a goat, they take it there, and they cut it. And they say it's devotion, I've offered it to you, Kali. What nonsense is that? Right? That is not right. If you follow everything. Otherwise, don't follow. No, I'll only follow what I like. That's where the problem comes. Right. So,
as you mentioned, I think I recollect, I also heard the same. They don't follow the whole procedure because it is very scientific procedure. When you cut, you see the gory scene, you see the blood. Eventually, you say it's not good.
It's not good.
Why should I am doing this?
Exactly.
So there is a rectification given the process, but
Yes.
we conveniently skip that. And we say buy some from somewhere, and then we just right. So,
Everywhere, bro. See, you get married. you take responsibility of that person also. You take responsibility of children also. Right? And then you can have that whatever sex life you want. But then I don't do any of that. I only focus on that. I go to prostitutes or I do illicit relationships. What will that result into? It will result into all more anxiety, more pain, more crime. Everything comes into play. So Krishna is not saying there won't be sense enjoyment, but he's saying responsible sense enjoyment, regulated sense enjoyment, meaningful sense enjoyment. He's not telling no. We also sing, but do we sing bad words? Huh? We don't sing bad words. No, not needed. Right? But people have a tendency to do that. So that's tamasic singing. So Prabhupada Mataji, so thank you for all your association and coming here. I request everybody who's coming here to come to the new center. Right? Center is right. Again I'm telling, right, come out of the gate and go towards the main road. You'll see it towards your right. You can't miss it. There is this Vasi Reddy Sweets. On top of that, some Punjabis are having affair. On top of that, Krishna is having affair. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Hiranya Kashi Purvakshaha Shilatankana Kala Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho Yato Yato Yami Tato Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho Narasingha Madhum Sharanam Prapade Abhakara Kamala Bhavena Kamabhuta Shringa Varita Hiranya Kashipu Kamabhunga Yeshavadrupa Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Adbhuta Shringa Varita Hiranya Kashipu Kamabhunga Yeshavadrupa Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura नृसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता ग्रंथ की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, निताई गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे। महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्य व्रतन राजन विश्वासो नैव जायते शारीरः विद्याजाल जडेन्द्रिय त्राहि